Probably the most asked question by new real estate agents is how to make 100,000 in your first year in the business. I mean, is this even possible? Of course it is. But I didn't accomplish that because I made these mistakes. I just didn't fully understood the core principles of every successful sales business. In this video I'm going to reflect on those mistakes, and by the end of this video hopefully you will learn something from my experience. I'm not a real estate coach and I do not have any how to become a millionaire overnight course to sell you. This is just something I wish somebody told me the first day I got my real estate license. The first mistake I made is not doing the homework. Real estate is all about making connections. In the first few months in the business, every time I would go somewhere, I would pass my business card and people would start talking about real estate, which is normal. They would usually talk about real estate market, interest rates, and from time to time they would ask, what do you think how much I can get for my house? And I would try to give them the price on the spot just to make myself look smart, not realizing that most of the time I was completely wrong. I would say, hey, you can get $350 for your house, not seeing the basement, not knowing the roof age, and just to go home and to see that the house next door, the same house, sold for $250. Yes, I understand you are just having fun, drinking beer at the barbecue, talking with people about real estate. But let's say the same guy 2 months after is looking to sell his house and he's like, how do you mean 250? You told me I can get 350. Because people do remember numbers. Do not just throw a random number out there and make yourself look stupid like I did. If you want to guess the price, just give it the price range. Say, hey, you can get between 350 and 450. But the best thing I can do is just to stop by one day, and I don't mind at all, and to see the house, and I'll let you know how much you can get. This not only makes you look more professional, it gives you opportunity to actually sell their house if they're looking to sell. Remember, you're a professional, and even when I go to a listing appointment, I never say, hey, you can get this much for your house. I usually give the price range based on the comps in the neighborhood. So do not act like you know everything, like you just invented real estate. The next mistake I made is having a scarcity mindset. Okay, this is the big one, and I can probably dedicate the whole video talking just about this, as this is very common in sales, entrepreneurship, and life in general. I think a lot more people have scarcity mindset than they have abundance mindset. So how this relates to my first year in real estate, you might ask? Well, I'll give you an example. One time I had a guy who told me, hey, I'm thinking about selling my house and I hope that he's gonna list the house with me in the next few weeks, which he didn't, and I just kept following up that I forgot how many other people are looking to sell their house. He's not the only one. Not everyone is going to be your client, and that's fine. Having an abundance mindset is one of the biggest advantages you can have in business and life, at least in my opinion. I'm not sure who said this, but you chase, they run. You run, they chase. People can really smell that commission breath when somebody is really desperate to make the sale and to make money off of them. Sometimes I hear other agents say, hey, I lost a listing to this agent, they didn't sign with me, I lost this, I lost that. Do not listen to this kind of people, and remember that you cannot lose anything you don't have. Houses are selling every day and there's opportunities everywhere. Your job is not to convince people to buy and sell. Your job is to find really motivated sellers and buyers and to work with them. The next mistake I made was waiting until I'm prepared to go on appointments. In my first month in the business, I started calling people for sale by owners, expireds, but I was so afraid to go on appointments because I didn't felt I was ready. I was wrong. You should go on many appointments as possible with buyers or sellers just to get a sense of the business and to see what works, what doesn't work. Just dress nicely, look professional, go on appointments, and when you don't know something, just reach out to your broker. The next mistake I made was not seeing the red flags. We as a real estate agents, we don't get paid salary. We get paid when we sell something. There are people out there who are just gonna waste your time. I'm not saying you shouldn't help people who are looking to buy or sell in the next few weeks, months, or even years. That's called the lead nurturing, when you follow up and build a relationship. I mean, you have to be able to see the red flags, which goes back to having a scarcity mindset. There is so many buyers and sellers out there, and you don't want anyone waste your time. I learned this the hard way. So many times I would go on appointment with a seller who had his house 6 times on the market in the past 1 year, which is a huge red flag. And I would sign the listing, pay for professional photos, put the house on MLS, only to get a call from the seller the first day on the market to tell me that they changed their mind about selling. And I'm really grateful this happened to me because I learned something that I can apply to my business and be more productive. The next mistake I made was not reading the contract carefully. I mean, how do you mean not reading the contract? That's the only job you have. Okay, I'll tell you a small story now. It happened on one of my first listings. I presented the offer to the seller and we both didn't see that the buyer wants the second fridge to convey with the house, which is okay. Most of the time the appliances do come with the house. The thing was, the seller did not have the second fridge. Instead, he had the broken fridge in his garage that he was planning to throw away anyways. And 3 days before the closing on the final walkthrough, the buyer saw there is no fridge and he was really upset. This was my mistake, and I was talking to the agent on another side of the deal, and we decided that I write the check to the buyer so we can close on time. So yeah, do not make mistake like me. Just make sure to read everything and put everything in writing. And if you don't know something, do not hesitate to ask your broker, and the broker is gonna be able to tell you. The next mistake I made was comparing myself to others. I know some people sold like 50 homes in their first year, 20 homes, which is crazy. If you watch some of my videos, you know that I moved here not even 3 years ago at the time of this recording. I didn't went to high school here, I didn't have any friends, and I don't have the college buddy John that is looking to sell or buy a house. Most of the sales I made was from the people I never met in my life. You can hear that somebody sold 20 or 50 homes in their first year in real estate, but you should be focused on yourself and your self-growth. I know a lady that sold just one house her first year in real estate because she was working as a bartender, but the next year she sold 5, the year after that 15, and now she's selling over 50 homes a year. Or you can see somebody selling 5 houses a month, but what you don't know is they're spending 3,000 a month on Zillow leads. So stop comparing yourself to other people. The next mistake I made was not staying coachable. I'm the part of one coaching group that had a huge impact on my business. But soon as I started closing deals and making money, I got the confidence boost and I thought that I know more than I actually do. Luckily, I was able to see this and go back on training myself and improving my sales skills. As an entrepreneur and business person, you have to constantly keep learning and expanding your knowledge. I know this sounds so basic to say, but if you are the smartest guy in the room, you are probably in the wrong room. Always ask the top producers. Successful people are not selfish when it comes to sharing their knowledge and their experience. The last mistake I made, and probably one of the biggest mistakes I made, was stop prospecting. Real estate is an outbound sales business, which means you have to reach to people you don't know, and you don't wait for somebody to call you. I understood this from the beginning and I was doing great. I was scheduling appointments and I was getting listings, but soon as I got like 3 commission checks coming my way, you know, who cares? Why should I call people anymore? So I have like 15,000 commission checks coming my way, so why do I need to call people? Because let's face it, without the clients you do not have a business. And when you have a few pending transactions, that's when you have to push and that's when you have to prospect the most. You want to make sure that your sales pipeline is always full, and that's how you succeed in this business. And when I say prospecting, I don't necessarily mean just cold calling or door knocking. I mean like just talking to people. Make yourself a goal that you have at least 5 or 10 conversations a day with the people. For example, yesterday I went to the Starbucks and the lady working there, I gave my business card and she's like, "Oh, you're a realtor. I'm looking to sell my house next month probably, and in 2 days I'm going there to see how much she can get for her house." Just keep passing those business cards, talk to people, go to network events, go to sports games, to go to concerts, do not miss anything. Reach out to people on Facebook, use Twitter, ask your neighbors if they know anyone that is looking to sell their house. There are so many ways to generate business rather than cold calling. Just put yourself out there, start a YouTube channel for example, and remember, it takes time to build up that momentum. Do not give up. Also, a big mistake people make is not subscribing to my channel. If you find this video helpful, please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.